See, if there are patterns of large-scale deletion and political parties are raising that, it is incumbent upon the Election Commission to address those concerns in a transparent manner. If any allegation is made or any anomaly is pointed out by a political party, the Election Commission must address it head on.
What do you think about the IndiGo issue?
This is a collective failure, first on part of the airline, then on part of the DGCA, and then on part of the Ministry of Civil Aviation. The DGCA had given a directive about flying crew rest periods well in advance in January. And they should have done an impact assessment on the major airlines to see what would be the impact when this new regulation is implemented. They had adequate time to do that. Most importantly, the airlines should have geared themselves up to meet those guidelines, and they should have staffed their flying crew adequately. So this was a collective failure. First, on the failure on part of the airline IndiGo, particularly in not adequately staffing itself to meet the new requirements. Part of the DGCA for not doing an impact assessment and not for adequately monitoring it continuously, and for the ministry, which has overall regulatory authority, for just not reacting to these things before they should have anticipated it and acted on it. They did. So it's a collective failure. It's caused huge misery to lakhs of people, and the economic loss, I can't even calculate it, and nobody's come up with an actual estimate of what the economic loss is because of this huge disruption over the last 3-4 days. I've heard stories of people who are having to cancel their weddings. Obviously, the hotel bookings and other arrangements, everything has gone for a toss. So I do not know what the economic loss which has actually happened, and the government must somehow come up with a white paper and say this is the economic loss which has happened, these are the causes why it happened, and what is the compensation the concerned airline and any other party which is responsible for this is going to pay. People must be compensated. This is not just because you withdrew the direction now, which is again, I don't know whether it's going to compromise on airline safety. You've withdrawn, you gave that directive only to ensure airline safety. Now you have withdrawn the directive. Does it mean that airline safety is now going to be jeopardized? And then what is the economic loss, and how are you going to compensate for the economic loss?